infectious, isn't it? That was Chris Hollins playing the lollipops, I think, wasn't it?
The creator of Lazy Town, Sporticus himself, actually, Magnus Scheving is here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hi,
I know Lazy Town quite well, actually, but for the people who don't, what's it about? It's kind of...
Lazy Town started 16 years ago. I saw there was no role model for health for kids. So I thought about, like, can I do something here? And the challenge was, how can education about healthy lifestyle be entertaining? Because so the kids doesn't throw up when you say, oh, you have to eat this and that, and nobody's going to watch it. So I practiced for more than 12 years, travel around the world to 4,000 live events with kids and parents, and in 52 different countries. And I thought I could lift my finger and say, teach kids something, but I realized that kids taught me a lot. So two things that kids understand is movement. They love to move. Let's go to the movie. Yeah, they jump up and down, and they don't like to be talked down to. So
simple formula, but I mean, it just seems to work. Did you take, when you said you went round the world with that roadshow, did you take those characters that have ended up in the television?
Yeah, exactly.
You evolved them.
Yeah, it was a little bit like I went and I spoke to kids and parents, and then I created Lazy Town. I wrote a book 12 years ago called Go Lazy Town, and musical, and etc., etc. And so my main I didn't really want to tell kids what to do. I was hoping they would actually do it by themselves. And what have happened, like for example in Iceland, obesity stopped climbing because it was climbing in 10 years. It suddenly stopped. And the Health Minister of Iceland said the main reason was Lazy Town.
I have been dancing to this all weekend, actually. It's not just...
Still are now,
I
this
know,
morning.
I know. It's not just the music, though, is it? It's the kind of messages. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, my goodness me, what is this about? But, you know, you've got sport candy for people at home who haven't watched it. What?
Yeah.
Carrots.
Because, for example, my main character goes to sleep at 8:08. So it's really important that he jump to bed, move and jump to bed, and he eats sports candy. So, for example, kids, parents don't need to say anymore, you have to go to bed. They say, oh, it's almost 8:08, and kids jump to bed and eat sports candy, and that's fruit and vegetables.
I mean, but you appear in it as well, as we said, you're Sporticus.
Yeah, I created it, and I played Sporticus. It was difficult to explain this character. He's walking on his hands and do push-ups and jumps. And
he doesn't walk anywhere, does he? He sort of cartwheels.
No, he cartwheels. And because I needed a role model that was really like a motivation, like a motivator. You can do anything you want. And then you have the villain, Robbie Rotten, who's the villain.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like everybody you meet who tells you don't do it, don't bother, and all that stuff. And then you have a little girl called Stephanie, and all those characters, and it's really interesting. And
it's quite an interesting mixture, isn't it, of a real life, you there, we can see you there, and also, what, puppetry as well?
Yes, because I've found out from kids that they don't want to jump up and be a cartoon character. Right. They want to be a real character. So when I go to schools and we do push-up in one arm with 7 years old, they love it. They show me split them when they're 19 even, and they say, I still can do it. So, that's why they're alive.
Okay, well, good luck with the
Marcus,
song as well.
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Now let's get a brief look at the weather. Here's Helen. Morning.